Well, rainy, windy, cold October day here in New York City in the middle of April. And the weather's just terrible. It's been terrible the last week. It's been like cold. Like you go outside and it's windy and it's rainy and it's just miserable. So this is when it's supposed to be getting better. Masters are on, college basketball's over, baseball's getting into full swing. And listen, you get these days in April. I get it. April showers and the whole nine. But it's been cold. And if you headed out to the Yankee game tonight, they're going to play. They're going to get this thing in. Come hell or high water, they're going to play. And you might be there till 12 o'clock if the skies open up and it looks like it's getting a little bit darker. It looks like there's going to be some rain. There's going to be some delays. It's going to be a herky-jerky start and stop type of game. But they're going to get it in. If they, what are they going to do what they have to do? They don't want to be playing double headers. They don't want to be screwing with the Giants out here on the East Coast. With coming all the way from the West Coast. They don't come out here too often. So they're going to get it in. Stroman on the mound for the Yankees. And after not, he hasn't pitched very well. And this is what he wanted. He wanted his chance. He was bitching and moaning about how he's a starter. He deserves to be a starter. He's not a reliever. He doesn't belong in the bullpen. And then he's got a 7 ERA. So he's going to have to, this is a big game for him. And the Giants are a tough team. They're expected to be right in the thick of it come playoff time in October. But the Mets out west, Griffin Canning getting the start out in Sacramento. I keep calling them Oakland A's, still the Sacramento A's. Mets can kind of build a little bit of a lead here. You want to try and bury the Braves is what you want to try and do. Bury the Braves as far down in those standings as possible. They're down. They're limping. Put your foot on their neck and step down. Get as big a lead as you can because the Mets fans, we know you're gonna need it, right? You're gonna need every bit of it. But the big news today: get Friday at the Masters. This is where they cut half the field. The cut line looks like it's gonna be a +2. They are still on the course. There is there's Scotty Scheffler still on the course. He is right there. Justin Rose played well again. He's in it for the long haul here. 8 under. But the story of the day, the story that everybody's talking about, everybody's watching, and it's the story going into the weekend now, is Rory McIlroy. Yesterday, he doubled bogeys 2 of the last 4 holes. He just a terrible finish. He leaves the course. He doesn't speak to the media. He packs up his stuff and then hightails it out of there. Off the Augusta National grounds and doesn't say a word. He gets killed in the media. He gets killed on social media by the fans. He's this, he's that. One thing after another. He comes in today and you expect it to all just fall apart, right? You expect it to, listen, after that finish yesterday and the way he stormed off and he didn't talk to the media, you expect it just to fall apart, and it was the exact opposite. And now Rory is right back in the discussion to win this thing, and he might be one of the favorites. Justin Rose, though, people are not. I know he's in the lead, and he's 8 under. People are not talking that much about Justin Rose because he seems to be in the shadow because of the McIlroy story. McIlroy came out today. He parred the first hole, and then on the second, it was a birdie on the second of a good shot, a good putt. And then he went 7 straight pars. So he got to 10, and he was in red numbers at 1 under. Because he entered today at par. Justin Rose was going. He was at 6 under, 6, 7 shots back. It could go either way when you're at par. Especially when the cut line's, going to be +2. You're 1 hole away in those first 3 or 4 holes of your McIlroy from the whole thing just falling apart. He gets the birdie on second. Pars 7 straight holes. Plays solid golf. Then he gets to 10, and this is the moment where his round just turned around. This approach shot that he hit at 10 from about 150, 160 yards out, and he stuck it 3 feet from the hole, was a great shot. And it's a shot that if Rory does happen to create something and make some magic this weekend and win this thing on Sunday, that you're going to look back at the 10th hole on Friday and say, this is where his tournament turned. Because it was an all-time, it was a great shot. And he needed it because he was kind of in a little bit like, yeah, he was holding, He was holding steady with these pars. He was playing okay. But because of that bad finish yesterday, he needed to score. He could, you got to be within striking distance going into the weekend. You can't be at 1 under or at par, and he was right there. And then at 10, he got it, and he stuck the approach shot, and he made the putt, a nice, easy, nothing, 2-foot putt for the birdie. And then he goes on, he birdies 11, he birdies, and then he eagles the par 5 13th with another great shot. And that's where it really picked up steam. Then he gets 15, he gets a birdie, and he pars 17 and 18. And before you know it, Rory McIlroy is 6 under, 2 shots back of Justin Rose. From basically being out of this thing, out of the tournament, storming off yesterday, to coming back and just having a great round. He shot a 66. He was the low man on the course today. And he sits in third place. Bryson DeChambeau is in second at 7 under. He shot a 68 today. And Rose played well, 1 under par, 71. He's at 8 under. Now you got Scheffler, who's still out on the course right now. He just put a good approach shot. He is on 17, and he's sitting at 5 under. He just bogeyed 16 to go from 6 to 5 under. So he's looking like he's going to be 2 to 3 shots back. And you're looking at now a weekend where the storylines are starting to take shape, and it's going to be the headline is going to be Rory McIlroy. And can he get his green jacket? Can he finish the career slam, getting all 4 majors? And I tell you, going into today, it didn't look like it. And give him credit. That is what a great golfer does. And it's such a hard thing to do in golf because it's such a momentum frustrating. You hit 1 or 2 bad shots and you just lose it. And anybody that's played knows it. He went out there, and I think the par on the first hole settled him down, took a deep breath, and then he rang off 7 straight. And then he got the birdie on 2, and then he rang off 7 straight pars. And then the shot at 10, which put it right within 3 feet of the cup, which is a great shot, was what really propelled this round to what it became. And then on 13, and then the eagle just kind of, that when the momentum really started to pick up. And you got to put Rory as one of the favorites now. Like, do you really think Justin Rose and Bryson DeChambeau is going to hold off a surging Rory McIlroy? Now, I think Scheffler can, and Scheffler's now at 6 under as he made his putt. So Scheffler goes to 18 now at 6 under. The par 5 18th. If he could get a birdie here, he will move ahead of McIlroy, and you're looking at possibly a McIlroy-Scheffler pairing on Saturday. So, which is moving day, and listen, it's setting up now. It went from, okay, good Masters. They're all good Masters because you always have some kind of storyline. You got Justin Rose, you got Scotty Scheffler who was there trying to defend his title. There was some storylines, but now Rory has propelled himself, jumped right into the thick of it. And now at 6 under, 2 shots back, it could be a Rory Scheffler showdown on Sunday. Now, I'm not discounting Justin Rose. He's played very good golf. He did not play as well today as he did yesterday. He was 1 under today. The rest of these guys, they picked it up. You got Scheffler, who started the round at 4 under. He's now at 6 under. Could go to 7 under, could go to 3 under for the day. Rory shot a 66. He was the low man on the course. DeChambeau was at 3 under to start the day. He finished at 7 under. Rose built himself a nice lead yesterday. Only 1 under, a 71 today. So I could see Rose kind of slipping a little bit. And if he's going to win, he's going to have to win this thing wire to wire. I don't see Rose falling out of first place and then fighting his way back in. I just don't see him doing that. Especially when now I think you're going to have a big weekend from Rory McIlroy. I really do. The cut is projected at 2 over. There are, some notable names that are going to miss the cut. Dustin Johnson +3. Phil is at +3. Tony Finau, Freddie Couples +3, +4. Mike Weir, Brooks Koepka at +5. Billy Horschel, Jose Maria Olazabal +7. These are all people that are going to miss the cut. They're going to be done. And Phil is out. Phil's going to be out. Phil is in 55th place at +3. He's still on the course right now. I believe he's on 17 with 2 more holes to play. I think the days of Phil winning majors are over. But you never know. I shouldn't say that because you never know. But Freddie Couples +4, he's out. So the cut line's going to be +2. And listen, I told you the story going into the weekend. Scheffler, Rory, can Rory do it? Can he finish the job? And Sunday, if he's right there and he's in that first pairing or that second, the last pairing or the second to last pairing, if he's paired with somebody like a Scotty Scheffler or Justin Rose who's in the lead, it's going to be a pressure-packed Sunday, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And when you get a good story like this with a big name like Rory McIlroy, it makes the Masters that much better. It really does. When you have somebody like Scheffler who's just running away with it, or Tiger when he would run away, those are great stories and all. But the drama of Sunday at the Masters, when you got a big name, when 2 big names battling it out, there's nothing like it. It's golf at its very best. And we are setting up, they're kind of jockeying for position, and it looks like we might get one of those after a meltdown yesterday on the final 2 of the final 4 holes. Rory comes back 6 under today, just masterful golf. And the shot on 10, the approach shot on 10, and then the eagle on 13, and then the birdie on 2 is what really is the story of the day at the Masters. So they're headed into the weekend. There's iffy weather on the weekend. It looks like it's going to be okay. It's not going to be like it is here, where it's November in April, because that's what we're looking. That's what we've been having. Yankees tonight, home against the Giants. Like I said, they're going to play the game. They might be playing it till 2 a.m, but they're gonna get it in. Mets out in Sacramento to play the A's. First of 3, a little West Coast trip. Mets coming off a good homestand, 5-1. They're right, they're playing good, they're playing well, and everybody seems to. The story with the Mets is Brett Beatty, and get him off the team. He can't hit. It's over. He stinks. When 3 weeks ago, it was he's back. Brett Beatty's tearing up the spring. Listen, I don't think he's a major league. I don't think he's gonna last here. But the Mets came out and said that they're not close to cutting him loose. And I could see that. Listen, give him a chance, right? This is his last chance with the Mets. So at least let him have it. Yes, I get it. He's got 3 hits on the season. He's hitting on the interstate. He's hitting 111. He's almost an automatic out. But right now, the way the Mets are playing, they can withstand that in the lineup. Let him have his chance. Let him lose the spot on the team himself. Because I don't think you can really make a decision in 2-3 weeks. Give him the month. Give him April. If we come back in 2 weeks and we revisit this and he's hitting 120 or 115 and he's got only 5 or 6 hits on the season, and you got McNeil coming back, then okay. Then it's over. But give him a little bit. He does have some talent. And I can't believe I'm the one that's arguing this, because I've been arguing now for the last year that he's not the player. He shouldn't be on the team. But this is his last chance. He was a big prospect. He was a big draft pick. The Mets want to make sure they make the right decision. They don't want him on that former Met now good list in July at the All-Star game. So give him till April. And like I said, the Mets, they play an easier schedule. They can withstand a hole in the lineup like Beatty right now. Give him every chance. Give him every chance to succeed. And if he falls on his face like he has been so far, you could say, you know what? We did what we could. right? We washed our hands of it. But giving him like 2.5 weeks where he's platooning with Acuna, is that really giving him a chance? Or was that kind of setting him up to fail after you talked him up and talked about how great he was in the spring and how maybe he's back and he made the team? Give him April. And everybody is jumping the gun here, looking to kick him right off this team. So we'll see if he can get it going. Like I said, you got Griffin Canning on the mound tonight in Seattle. He is going to be pitching against J.P. Sears. The Mets, I do think they're going to see. Let me see what the pitching looks like for the next couple of days. Let's see. So you got on tomorrow. The A's have yet to announce a starter. You got Peterson going for the Mets tomorrow. And then you're going to have Senga, right, on Sunday. Let's see what the Sunday for the Mets. It's going to be, it's going to be Severino against Kodai Senga. So a good pitching matchup on Sunday. You got Senga, who's pitched well. You got Severino coming into the big contract, right? They gave him the 50, 60 million, whatever it was. I think it's 55 million. 0-2, 4.74 ERA, 15 strikeouts for Severino. Kodai Senga, 1-1. He pitched well even in the loss, a 1.80 ERA, 12 strikeouts. He's still kind of gearing it up. He's still not the ace that we need him to be, but he's well on his way. And Severino, so far, it looks like the Mets made the right choice. So as far as the Masters go, like we said, big story is Rory. Rory roars back into this thing. Scheffler's at 6 under, tied with Rory. He's on 18 right now. He's in the woods. He's off the fairway with his drive on 18. So he's in the woods. It looks like he's gonna have to. He doesn't have a look at the green. He's gonna have to lay it up, chip it out into the fairway. So he could go back to 5 under, or he could if he could pull out a par here and finish at 6 under. But either way, you're looking at a Rory, Scotty Scheffler matchup on the weekend. You got Justin Rose, who, yes, he's in the lead, but he slipped. He didn't play as well today as he did yesterday. I expect him to slip, not fall out of it, but not tomorrow when we're here in this situation. I don't expect Justin Rose to be in the lead. I fully expect it to probably be McIlroy and Scheffler, or Scheffler and McIlroy, in whatever order you want to put it. I think that's going to be what this Masters is all about, and it's going to be the story of this Masters, and it's a hell of a story. Rory's going for the career slam, first green jacket. Scheffler, the defending champion, the great Scotty Scheffler, trying to hold him off. It's going to be a lot of fun. Masters is when you get something like this, the Masters, it's a lot of fun. Now, it hasn't materialized yet, but we're headed that way. And I hope we get it. So that's going to do it for us. Yankees, they're going to play. Mets out in Sacramento. They get Severino, their old buddy, their old friend from last year, on Sunday against Kodai Senga. Tonight it's Griffin Canning. Give Beatty a chance, all right? Let's see what he can do. Give him the month of April before you start running him out of town. And you're talking to someone who's not a Beatty guy. So give him till April. Let him run himself out of town if that's what he's going to do. So that does it for us. Don't forget, rate, review, and subscribe. Give us some reviews. The reviews have slowed down, and I'm disappointed. So we need some reviews. Get out there and give us some reviews, damn it, wherever you watch it, whether it be on Apple, on YouTube, wherever. You can go to our website, lockedupsports.net, leave a review there, whatever. Wherever you consume this program, you can get it. We'll be back with Brett this weekend. The Knicks lose last night. We didn't get into the Knicks, but that's fine. The Knicks, they didn't have their players. Okay? You can't judge them against Detroit when they don't have 3 of their best players. So don't put too much stock into what happened last night. They're going to be okay. They're going to beat Detroit. We'll get into that later in the weekend and into next week as the playoffs get started. So that does it. Don't forget, rate, review, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. Visit our website, www.lockedupsports.net. Search us on Google. You'll come up. We're on all the social medias. Join our Facebook group. Like our statuses. Get involved. That does it. From the Brian Gunzel Studios, I'm Bob Walters. See ya.